So as we can see, really what a journey management system is, it's asking staff to plan their travel. So rather than just jump in a car and drive off, this is asking someone to say, hey, I'm going to go from South Carolina to Texas. I'm going to just pause for a minute or two, pull out my cell phone, and I'm going to put in there where I'm going to, where I'm going from, and a couple of rest stops that usually align with check-in breaks and so on for the organisation. Once I've done that, I'm good to go. And before I start, most organisations will then ask for a risk assessment to be prompted on the phone. So just before I start my journey, 5 minutes before, I'll be prompted on my mobile just to do a quick risk assessment. And that, most of the time, it can be configured however you like. But most people or most businesses tend to do it around weather, fit for purpose vehicle, personal fatigue, and things like that. So it's just that stop and check before you start your journey to make sure everything's ready to go. Down from there, as you start your journey, you've then generally got rest stops or check-in points along the way. And as you hit a check-in point, a journey management system will then ask you to take a bit of an affirmative action and just do a single button, I'm okay, essentially, on the cell phone when you've stopped on the side of the road at your designated rest stop. And that sort of just lets everyone know that you're on track, you're going the right way, and everything's okay. Down from there, if you don't make your check-in after a set period of time, so let's say you're 15 minutes, half an hour late for your check-in, the system can be configured to alert someone. So it can be configured to alert usually a team manager at first and just say, hey, look, Toby started his journey from South Carolina up to Texas and he's missed his check-in. As well as that, if there is actually an incident or an accident en route, that can also alert staff, and it can alert at various levels and so on. Now, that's great in itself, but what's the value in it? Why is it important? So probably the first thing, we can see a few reasons there on the left, but planning, just that act of actually stopping and planning rather than just jumping in a car and going, really lets people actually stop and consider their route, their timings. Is it too far? Is it better to leave at a different time? And just take that conscious act of planning the travel. After that, probably the next one, by completing the risk assessment, once again, staff just have that chance to stop and consider pre-trip. Are the weather conditions suitable? Certainly in terms of snow or remote areas and so on, that's a real risk. Is the vehicle fit for purpose? If you're traveling again in really nasty weather, is a normal front-wheel drive car suitable, or would it be better taking one of the trucks in the fleet? In terms of personal assessment, are you too fatigued? Is it worth actually, instead of leaving Friday night, leaving Saturday morning after you've had a decent sleep? So that's sort of really on the risk assessment. On the check-ins, that, as I've got there, really aligns with organisational policies for rest stops. So it's just requiring that affirmative action to say someone is taking their rest stops. And then on the last one, probably almost most importantly for most of the people on the call, I'm sure, from a business perspective, we're looking after staff welfare, we're providing duty of care, and we're ensuring we know where staff are if they need assistance. So we've got that support process there behind their travel.